Well, how's it to be in your new room? I mean, I asked you this last time already, but now you got new internet?
We got internet, dude.
Nice. It's much more fluid, much more. It was lagging last time a bit.
Yeah, I was lagging because I was using mobile internet, and now we got real internet, which is also mobile internet, but it's stronger.
Cool. It's the best, most exciting start into a podcast.
Yeah, man, we got internet, dude. You heard about this thing called internet? We got it.
Wait,
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. Internet.
Is that a fan? Like is that a ventilator next to you?
Oh snap! Do you hear that? Because that's the computer fan.
No.
Oh, over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a ventilator. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then also, yeah.
Oh, the computer. Okay, no.
The computer is just making a fat noise because it's an old ass computer.
Oh
and
man.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I haven't seen in a long time? You know those ads from the early 2000s or mid 2000s where any kind of computer, when there was an ad, it always ended the same way with that Intel clip. Dun 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 dun. Or is that my
Yeah. And also like I think a lot of games used to start with that.
Maybe, but they always had that Intel at the end. Intel clip.
The logo,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time because now everyone just buys Mac and
well,
Mac
not just that. I mean,
Intel.
I think Intel uses a lot of their stuff. I think I don't know. You'd have to ask someone like your brother-in-law Vanya. He would know. Oh well, they moved into more of a production side. Something like that. He would probably tell you.
He doesn't sound like that at all. It's always high-pitched voice, man, when you do impressions, except for Prison Poo, which you did last week.
Yeah, because Prison Poo is an Austrian. Anyone who's Austrian. Anyone who's Austrian.
Vanya is also Austrian.
Like, yeah, so they get a high voice. Anyone who's Austrian gets a high voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Prison Poo is from freaking... Where's
US?
He from? That island.
No,
wait.
No. Yeah, some British. Definitely from
he's
Britain.
British.
Yeah. Just like... Yeah, most children books are from England, Great Britain, right? From the early 20th century. Yeah. Man, Winnie the Pooh. So many good memories.
There's this YouTuber who's his name is Big Herc, I think, and he's this ex-prisoner, and he gives advice on like he'll tell stories about prison, and he'll give advice to people who are going to prison or whatever.
Is it a huge black guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
And
massive. Yeah, like bodybuilder.
Yeah,
massive.
And his thing is that he'll say, listen, I think it's called cheek stretched. He'll be like, listen, if you don't want to get your cheek stretched, you gotta stand up for yourself. So like,
what does it sound like, Mike Tyson?
He does though. He kind
does.
of. I mean, I'd have to listen to him again, but he has like a bit of a lisp and a bit of a high voice. Like it's mismatched based on his body.
Dude, but it's interesting because him and there's this other guy. He's this Caucasian guy, white guy. But yeah, I also seen some of his videos where he talks about his prison experiences too, and it's super interesting to see both of them talk about prison. And I thought it was great because you think genuinely after you come out of prison, you don't really have a career, or it's really, really messed up to get a job, right? Really hard. But they really created a niche for themselves, and people are obviously very interested in prison. So,
100%. And I think Big Herc wrote a book or something, or someone wrote a book. I know that. About some YouTuber wrote a book about his experiences and stuff.
Was he in maximum prison or like a low?
That I don't know. I don't know that much detail. I just know that he keeps saying like, if you don't want to get your cheeks stretched. What does he say? Your butt stretched or something like that.
God, man.
He's got like a saying, and he's got like shirts and stuff that he sells with that saying.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna get your cheeks stretched. But he told. Apparently, he was like, yeah. I don't know if I believe the guy, but he was like, yeah, look, in his experience, anyone who didn't stand, like, who let it happen, that's the only people who got,
You
like
think?
raped in prison. That's
I
what
don't
he
know,
said, and I
man.
was like, I
How does
don't
that
think so,
yeah.
dude. I was thinking like, yeah, maybe if you're like 250 pounds,
Yeah.
jacked to the teeth, you know, maybe then it's like, oh, you're only gonna
Dude.
stretch my cheeks if I let you stretch my cheeks. But like, if you're fucking,
What?
you know, if you're 60, 65 kilos, 70 kilos, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, skinny, you know, fucking, you look like you come in with the little hairdo and stuff, then of course they're gonna be like, you know, turn around, and then I'm like, no, man, nobody's gonna stretch my cheeks. They'd be
And then
like,
they're gonna back off. They're like,
except
oh, okay.
they'd be like, yo, oh, my
Why
bad,
break your
Mr.
boundaries?
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. Oh, my bad, Mr. Curry, Mr. Curry Indian. You know,
Dude,
hey,
wow,
let's me. Oh, my bad. Let's only have, you know, the dinner then. Let's not, you know,
Dude,
get
honestly,
all wet
like,
and wild after, man.
it's effed up. Like, I still don't understand why they don't install cameras in prison, because that would drastically reduce the amount of rapes. I know about privacy and stuff, but I think that's in this case more important.
Dude, what are you talking about? Cameras?
They don't.
like
Shower
dude,
rooms, they don't have
half
cameras, and the
the
rooms they
reason
don't have
half
cameras.
the reason this stuff happens is because the freaking guards just let it happen.
That's true too, but
You know,
which is
I don't know,
insane,
man. It's like a
That's
multifaceted,
insane.
layered thing. Yeah, dude, man, it's not good. Let's not talk about this, man. This is freaking.
This is effed
Let's
up.
talk about anime, dude.
I once read a book about yeah, man, it's a really good book. His name is Shaka Senghor, I think.
Okay.
So he went to prison when he was 19 and was there for, I think, 19 years for murder.
Jesus.
But he came out because of good behavior. So you know, and he regrets it and all that. And he talks about life
You
in
regrets
prison.
coming out for good behavior or what?
he yeah, and he was maximum facility because he murdered someone, and he was talking about how there's some characters, some people who are just insane. You wouldn't believe how predatory they are. And nothing ever happened to him, but he also said you have to show, like, you can never show weakness and always have to stand up for yourself, etc. And
Is he jacked as well, or
I guess, I mean, dude, everyone gets jacked in prison. Like,
no? But like, was he jacked going in? 'Cause he
I
was
don't know,
19,
but I think he was already a tough guy. Like, he was already
Okay.
a bit of a like a. I think he was kind of in a he was dealing drugs and stuff. He was already tough, but he was saying like a guy. There was this one guy in his prison who would always go up to the new kids, you know, young fish as they call them in prison, and he'd kind of, you know, be nice to them and always give them something, and then immediately he's like, oh, okay, I gave you this, you owe me. And then they're like, what? You just gave it to me without any, and he's like, no, you took it. So like all these things, like you never take any gifts even from anyone in prison, because then it can be used against you. This guy apparently he once gave someone cereal. And then the guy was like, what? And then he apparently just raped this guy even in front of people, like in the common area or something, and no one did anything. Like it's so insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I have nightmares about going to prison, dude.
prison sounds awful.
I think
Yeah,
I would
honestly.
never want to go to freaking prison. Sometimes I have nightmares that I go to prison for something I didn't even do.
Oh man.
Like
Yeah.
that's my biggest nightmare, is
Yeah,
that
prison
somehow
is-
people are convinced I did something, and like no one believes me that I didn't do it, and then I go to prison for it. It's my freaking biggest nightmare.
Man, I mean, what are you gonna go for prison for? Honestly, the only thing
Like
I
don't
think
know,
is
dude.
is
I
taxes or
I don't know,
something.
man. You see some of these Netflix documentaries. Someone takes a walk, and then they're like parallel to a street where like someone
Right.
got run over
Right.
or killed, and then it's like they're still going for the walk, and then the police picks them up, and then somehow they're just convinced that that guy is the person who did it, and then they go to prison. Like that's kind of what I have
Yeah.
paranoia about. You're just minding your own business, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, you know, you get like, you know,
It's true, man.
accidentally or on
Jesus
purpose
Christ. Did
framed.
you watch
You know?
When They See Us? You haven't seen yet, right? About the
I can't watch
Central
that
Fluff.
stuff, man.
Oh,
It,
man,
it
it's
freaks me out. It makes
I mean,
me
and they're
depresses
kids
me.
too, dude. Oh my god, they're kids, and then they go to prison for doing nothing. and they were just in the same park. That's the only crime,
Exactly.
quote unquote, they had. You know, it's insane. And then that one guy was in prison for 12 years.
Dude, why is our podcast becoming more and more
So
depressing?
All right, let's talk about prison talk. It's
By episode 50, we're just gonna be like.
Oh, by the way, okay, one last thing.
sucks.
You know what I used to love watching as a teenager? Locked Up Abroad. Do you know that series?
I don't think so. No.
It's on National Geographic or Discovery Channel. It's about people who went to prison in foreign countries. And most of the time, like so it happened that sometimes it was like, someone I really didn't do anything. Someone put drugs in my suitcase, right? Which, by the way, I'm just gonna say again, like my mom used to be a stewardess, right? So she, like, the one thing that she always told me and my sister was that when you're in an airport, you never look after someone else's baggage. Never. If they go to the toilet and they're like, oh, could you look after my stuff for a second? Like, never say just no and go away, because you just don't know. It might be drugs, and then you're responsible. And so, anyways, just so that everyone knows. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, some people are kind of innocent, but most of them are freaking idiots. So they were smuggling drugs, and then they get caught, and then they complain about it. But it's their own fault. But also, obviously, the prison life there in whatever country they got stuck in is horrible. Like, it's bad. Like, no food or really bad food, and damn, dude.
Yeah, I mean, not just that. I would say it's that in the prison, and then also they have kind of stupid laws in some countries, you know, in terms of like, oh, if you're smuggling drugs, like you go to prison for life or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, really, because a lot of these people are just, they just didn't have any, it's like someone comes up to them, they have no perspectives, and then they come up to them and they're like, hey, here, you get $10,000 if you smuggle this suitcase, from one country to another.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not saying like it's the right thing or
stupid thing to do. Honestly, like,
why
would you
totally
risk?
Totally stupid. I get it, but and I mean, countries can do what countries want to do, but like, I'm sorry, but certain laws in Singapore and in Thailand when it comes to smuggling drugs are really stupid. Like, they're idiotic laws.
I don't know. Is it?
You think that it's okay that they,
no.
I
don't think it's good that people end up in prison for life. Certainly for something like that. But I do think if you have such harsh punishment, you drastically reduce it happening. And like, if you look at Asia, East Asia, there are definitely far less drugs there than in Europe.
Yeah, but like, if you sold the drugs that people use, if you sold them like legit, there would be no black market. No one would be smuggling anything.
That's true. But that's a whole different story, right? About drugs being legal.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm kind of getting at, is that the idea, like, you just wouldn't have this problem, I think, if you just actually sold them, like Netherlands style, and, collected taxes on them and stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I believe in that too. And I think because people, if they want it, they will get it anyways. Like, people will find weed, will find cocaine, anyway, anything. Especially nowadays with the internet.
Yeah.
What? What did you say?
Cocaine.
I've never seen them. Which movie is that, by the way?
I've never seen it either, but I think he also says
Racer?
in that movie. No, it's called
It's with
Red
Jim
Heat.
Belushi, right? Oh, yeah. Where he's a
and then there's,
Soviet
I don't think
man.
it's in Red Heat, but there's another one where he's like, he murdered, mutilated, and molested.
Yeah. No, that's a different one. I think that's even a TV show.
He molested, murdered, and mutilated. That's a TV show?
I think so. Or maybe it's a movie. I don't know.
He molested, murdered, and mutilated.
Dude, yesterday there were in the crowd, like I was doing stand up, and there were Austrians in the crowd, which was awesome, but they did not like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Dude, no Austrians. Every single set I do, I'm like, who's an Arnie fan, and everyone's like.
Is it just you and me who love Arnold Schwarzenegger? What the hell?
Yeah, I think so, because I think Austrians are like, no, you cannot leave. Do not leave. Like, every time you leave and like achieve something other than being like a 40-year career person,
right?
At like the Magistrat, it's like, oh, no, that's not true. It's not right what you did.
Man,
you know?
He's a
It's like,
freaking
why
legend.
would you? He's a freaking legend,
Yeah,
dude. Everyone should look up to him,
dude.
man.
I mean, many of my friends, like Patrick is another Austrian. He loves Arnold Schwarzenegger as well. But other than that, other Austrians, I don't really know many who love Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think the ones who leave Austria, they're the ones who love
Probably.
him. And the ones
I mean,
who are in
Vanya,
Austria are
Vanya
like, no.
Does Vanya like Arnold?
I think so, yeah. I think he does.
Not as much as you, right? Though, but
no, I'm freaking obsessed with Arnold.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. You even
I
went
think about
to
him
his
every day, dude.
pilgrimage, right? Annual pilgrimage.
Yeah, dude. I went to Tal. I've been to Tal 4 times or so.
Wow.
I took my dog there as well.
You what?
I took my dog there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freaking love my dog. He
nice.
passed away, dude.
Yeah,
I'm really sad about it. I'm still sad about it. It was 10 years ago.
Shit. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you think there's dog heaven?
100%. I mean, not like I think heaven is like kind of in our minds, you know.
Okay. Oh, okay.
In One Piece, they say that like, when does a man die? Is it when his heart stops beating, or when you stick a knife in him, or whatever? And they said no, it's when people forget him. So I don't think that.
Oh, that's kind of like Coco in Pixar.
Yeah, but it's One Piece in Japan.
Well, that's good. But what would you have done? Like, I always think about this when Achilles from Troy, or from Greece, his mom is a prophet, right? So she can see the future, and she tells him, he consults her about going to Troy or not, going into war. And she says, okay, you can stay here in Greece with me. You're going to have the happiest life. You're going to have a wonderful family, wife and kids. They're going to love you. Your grandkids are going to love you. But after that, they're going to forget you. Or you go into war and you're going to die.
And you'll never be forgotten.
But you'll never be forgotten. And then he goes into war. I don't know. I always thought about that. What's better?
I think honestly, like, I think I would do the war thing.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm obsessed with not being forgotten. Like, that's one of my other fears.
For real?
Is that one of my fears, like, aside from going to prison for something I didn't do, is like dying, and which probably is like very similar actually, is like dying and like no one, like dying right now and no one freaking remembers me.
Really?
Or like in 5 years people move. In 5 years people move on and no one.
But it doesn't matter as much, right? I mean, if you're dead anyway.
It matters to me now.
Oh, okay.
Of course,
okay.
it won't matter to me when I'm dead, but it matters to me now.
Right.
Yeah. What about you? What would you pick?
I don't know. I was thinking about it a lot, but I think what?
Mommy.
But it's this. I mean, just put it in our perspective. Like, let's say we could either have the happiest social family life, or we become like the greatest comedians. We're unhappy though, and we're gonna die from it because we overdosed, let's say, on drugs. But we're gonna be remembered as one of the greats. And I just think, what's the, is that worth it? Because aren't we doing that to be happy also? But if you're happy already with a wonderful wife and kids, I don't know.
I think there's a difference between comedy and war.
Why?
I think that scenario is very specific, like she said, you go to war and you get the glory. And she didn't say like, he'll be unhappy. Like, she didn't mention whether he'll be happy or not, doing the war.
That's so he just would die. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
She just said he would die and he would never be forgotten.
And we would die anyway, so I think death doesn't...
Yeah, you die anyways, man.
Yeah.
There's this one scene in Berserk. Do you know Berserk anime? One of the greatest animes ever. Or mangas, for that matter. And there's this scene where this one character, he's like... He's a what do you call a knight for hire, like a whole army, a knight army for, they're mercenaries. They're a mercenary troop, and they're all made up of like orphans and whatever, like real, and it's in the medieval ages where it really matters what family you're from and stuff like that. So they're trying to fight their way, and the leader is really ambitious, and he was like a street kid, and his dream is to have a castle, which is like impossible actually as a street kid. And so they're constantly fighting, and then at some point he gets he gets tortured, and like he can't move and stuff. And then he has this dream where he's like in a cottage with like his second in command, who's a female, and they've got 2 kids, and they're living like in this beautiful area with just nature and stuff. And he can't talk because he's been tortured so much, like from the previous. But
my God.
At least he looks much better, and he can't talk, and he's sitting there, and he's like. And then she mentions, like, remember the time when we used to be in that mercenary troop? It seems like another lifetime ago. And, like, so they're living this, like, family life and stuff. And he has this dream. And then the reason why he has this dream is because, like, these demons come and they give him this choice, whether he can live that life or he can still
go for it. Right.
Yeah, or he can still go for the thing. And it's like this crazy powerful scene which I remember so much.
Berserk, it's called? That sounds really
Berserk,
good.
it's amazing. It's one of the.
There's so many good animes, man. Like I heard recently again, Full Metal
nothing is
Alchemist,
trust me,
Brotherhood.
nothing. There's nothing I've watched which has been as good as Berserk. There's nothing.
Not even Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood.
I've never watched Full Metal Alchemist.
Apparently, it's amazing. Like I was talking to a friend, and she said she cried multiple times. Like it's that emotional and good.
I've heard that one is really good. I haven't watched that one, but like nothing has beaten
Berserk.
Those first 25 episodes of Berserk. They're like legendary, and like everything is amazing. The soundtrack.
Do they have that Japanese rock at the beginning also?
No, man, no, dude. And
what?
Like the way it starts is like.
I love that Japanese rock in the beginning of anime.
They do. I mean, in the anime, of course, they have an intro, but the way it starts is dude. If you haven't watched it and you have time, you need to watch it, man. Anyone who's listening, to all our 2 listeners, Nav, watch Berserk, dude.
Nav was awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, I
that
love Nav,
question,
dude.
man, that was awesome. Like
that was an awesome question.
Yeah, he's
here,
cool.
hey, I don't know how big of an anime fan you are, but why don't we just continue with this?
Sounds good, but I didn't want to mention.
What?
I just wanted to say one thing.
Go.
So I was just thinking because like I was talking to a friend of mine who actually she has cancer at the moment, so she's thinking a lot about life, and we were talking about it, and she also said like, yeah, it was a blessing in disguise because you really focus on the important things in life, and you realize how short life is because you just don't know, it might end at any moment. And she was also saying like, yes, I got cancer, and I know I have cancer, and that's like a kind of like a sentence, right? But the thing is, every one of us has a sentence. Every one of us is going to die. We just don't know when. And most people live like they're going to live forever. But actually, you and me, we also have, it's like a doctor gave us a sentence, hey, you're going to die. And we should actually live that way every single day, knowing that we can actually die anytime and that we are going to die. I was just thinking about that, and we should never hold ourselves back just because we think we're going to live forever, or I would change my life if I'm diagnosed with terminal illness, right? Which many people would do, but actually you and I, we have a terminal illness. We are going to die.
The terminal illness is life.
Yeah, exactly. We just don't know when, but we are going to die, and
for sure.
We actually might die sooner than expected, right? Yeah. That's the first thing. And then I was watching a bit of Al Pacino because we watched, a few episodes ago. Hoo-ha! Yeah. And I was watching Scent of a Woman, that one scene. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, which is really good, by the way.
When I was like a kid, yeah.
Oh, really? Because he like visits a prostitute and stuff.
Yeah, well, guess where I watched it? On Austrian TV.
Oof. Or get out of here. They don't show Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they show Al Pacino visiting a prostitute.
They do show Arnold Schwarzenegger.
They do show
what are you
him.
talking about?
Yeah, they do. He sounds completely he has a normal German accent, by the way.
Yeah, because it's the one guy who does all the action stars.
No,
we were joking about
Bruce
like an
Willis has a different voice.
No, dude,
really?
Sly and
Bruce
Arnie
Willis
have the same one, And then there's 5 guys who do all the voices.
Yeah.
You know, there's like one guy who does
voice.
all the black voices. Hey, it's, you know. Hey Mann, Alter. Nein, Bro. Ich bin von der West Side Gang.
Oh, that's
Sag
like
mal,
the most
hier
exaggerated.
bist du
Like,
der
yeah.
Schwarze. Have you seen American History X? He's like, weil, weißt du, hier drin bist du der N-Wort.
Oh,
It's like the same guy, and like he does Urkel, he does every black guy. And like he's got the whitest voice ever. He sounds like.
how can the guy who speaks Steve Urkel be like a toughest gangster? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh man.
The guy walks
Jesus
in and he's
Christ.
like, "Kann ich euch? Can I be of help? What can I do? You know, I can be like a nerdy guy. I can be like this guy. I can be that guy." And they're like, "You will be all black men, all of them, all black men. You will play."
Oh man. That's insane.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it that way. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking about Asian.
It's really the
Asian-
same 5, dude. I
Yeah?
bet you in Germany it's like a mafia, man. It's like these 5 guys who protect each other and like one girl, and they just protect each other, and they're just like, yeah, no one's getting in on this because they're just like all day. All they're doing is
Dude,
dubbing movies.
they make bank for sure.
They make bang for sure, and there's like 5 or 6 of them, and
Yeah.
you know.
Do you think the guy who does the African American or African voices? Do you think he is black, or that might
I
be the
think-
next? I guess not, right? They're not looking specifically for.
No, I mean,
Now, who knows?
I don't think he's black. I think he's just a guy with like a really weird voice. He kind of sounds like an insane person, and they were like, okay, I guess he's gonna play all our black.
I mean,
people.
I think Jamie Foxx sounded like any other guy, right? Jamie Foxx is
There's this one. There's this one.
dub guy.
Jamie
Dubbing guy?
Foxx?
How do you say? Oh, anyways.
Yeah.
Man, that's funny though. How can Steve Urkel be like the same speaker as? Yeah, that's. I think many people don't know Steve Urkel, but I don't know what show was that.
Was it full? No, All in the Family, or what is it
I
called?
don't know. He's just like a very very nerdy looking, has a high pitched
Yeah,
voice.
he's like the
and-
breakout star of like this family sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, dude, what are you gonna do about it? But yeah, I wanted to ask you in the
sorry,
same.
Al Pacino. I just wanted to say the last thing. So I thought it was just so good because that scene, man. There's this one scene where he gives a speech at the end, with Robin from Batman and Robin next to him as a kid.
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell, exactly. And so Al Pacino does this great speech, and he's defending Chris O'Donnell's character, and he just says, I've seen everything. I've seen. Back in the days, I've seen limbs get torn off, feet got torn off, but there's no sight that's as painful or as sad as seeing amputated soul. There's no cure for that. Or something. He was going like that, like it was so powerful. I thought it was so good. He was just saying losing limbs and stuff. That's awful, but destroying someone's
your
soul.
will.
Yeah. Breaking someone's will, that's the toughest sight to see. I thought that was so good. That was such a... And it is true. Like, you see... I don't know. Every now and then you see people who seem so broken temporarily, but it really hurts. Really hurts.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean.
Yeah. Sorry, you wanted to say something.
No, I just wanted to ask you if you which anime character you want to be. It's such a weird transition.
By the way, did you watch
you
Your
give this
Name?
like beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
Which anime character do you want to be?
Talking about life and amputation and stuff, and you're like, Alright.
Which anime?
Did you watch Your Name?
No, I didn't. No.
You didn't? Kimi no Namae? No?
Kimi no Namayu.
Namae.
No, but let's wrap it up, dude.
No, we have a bit more time. It's a bit too short.
Oh,
Dude.
do we?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't watch Your Name? Like, that's the best anime movie of all times, in my opinion. Like, even better than Studio Ghibli.
What is it? What happens? What's the plot?
I don't want to ruin it. Or
How does
spoil
it
anything, but
start?
It's a bit like Freaky Friday.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I've been wanting to watch it for ages.
So good, man.
They wake up and they switch.
Yeah. Like Freaky Friday.
It's like a guy and a girl, right?
Guy and girl.
Like a girl in the city
man,
and the guy on the
and I thought it's like
countryside
it's just a comedy, and it's also funny, but you know, like Freaky Friday is a great comedy.
I do it, so I'm
But
definitely
it's
gonna
so
watch it
good.
now because I've had it on my list for ages, but I always thought like how, because even though the ratings were good, I was like, why? How can this be good?
Yeah.
It's
But it's
like,
such a man.
it's really
man.
good. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. We can review it next. We can review it in Steve Urkel German voice next time. Wow, der Film war echt genial.
It's also the most German.
Wir sind die Westside Players. Gegen uns.
Do you think
kein Eastsider gewinnen?
Do you think MTV Cribs also had like what was it? Pimp My Ride was dubbed as well.
Dude, oh my god! Do you remember how on MTV Germany they wouldn't like dub over? They would just speak over the original audio. So in the background, you heard them like exhibit being like, "So we got this van over here, and it's whatever." And then like over that, they would be like,
"Really?
Ja, da haben wir so ein PKW und wir wollen schauen, ob wir es." And like, so like your brain is not sure what to focus on.
Yeah.
So like you just don't hear anything because like you're sometimes focusing on the English, sometimes on the German, and it just ends up being a real, like,
right,
really stressful, you know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think for you and me, it's even funnier because it's the most German, like, exaggerated German ever. Because you and I, we speak more Austrian German, right? So
I
maybe
guess the best is when Exhibit is like, "Yo man, that's crazy," and the guy's like, "Hey, Big Herk, das ist echt der Hammer." Like Exhibit's in the back, just like, "Big Herc, you did a good job, man." And then the guy's like, "Wow, echt der Hammer."
Yeah, German isn't a cool language.
I know, right? Especially when they're trying to do like Ebonics German, and it's just like, nah, bro.
I forgot what I wanted to say. Something German. In German, people use more and more English words. Did you realize? Especially the comedians, man.
Well, so my boss, he loves like when he gets really mad, he's like, Ali. Why? I don't know. I don't want to.
Now you're also the Synchronsprecher. You can't get away
yeah, but
from
like when he gets really mad, he'll say something in German and he'll put the word "fucking" in between the sentence. Like
Ich hasse
he also follows me on Instagram. So I hope.
What?
I don't know if he does. Yeah. So I don't know if you put this up as a.
Let me know his handle later. But what does he? I don't think he does.
Oh yeah, I guess you know my followers better than I do, but
wait, he follows you on Instagram.
Yeah, he follows me on Instagram.
Oh,
who do you think?
Okay.
Who did I?
I understood he's following me, and I was like, I don't think so. Why isn't he following me, man? He's met me.
I don't know, man. He's more into the curry than he's into kimchi.
Man, I'm looking forward to eating kimchi curry, dude.
Yeah. But yeah,
I never thought
right,
about it that way. Honestly, that's so true. Like the what's it called in English? Synchronsprecher. Synchron speaker. Dubber.
No, the voiceover.
Voiceover artist or
voiceover
translator
artist.
Yeah.
Translation. Yeah, whatever.
Right. They're all the same. Like Arnold has the same voice as maybe Steve Urkel even.
Sie sind gefeuert. Mm-hmm. He's like a really polite person in in Germany, you know, in German movies, he's really polite. He's
Oh
like,
wait, Zinkafaya? You mean Trump in Apprentice?
no, so like he blows someone. This is one of my jokes in stand up. He in
He
True
blows
Lies,
someone?
he blows the guy up with a rocket,
Oh
and
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Stick.
and then
I
he
know.
turns to the camera. He's like, "You're fired."
Ah, yeah.
And in German, he like turns to the
Dude,
camera.
I
And he's
think
Sie sind
Trump
gefeuert.
took that from that movie. I think Arnold said that before Trump was famous with that slogan, because The Apprentice was much later.
So he took a slogan that every boss uses when they let someone go, but he found it in a movie completely unrelated, and then he took it. That's okay.
But he
right.
made it cool.
Good
Like
theory,
Arnold
dude.
made it cool,
Good
you
theory.
know, with that.
Dude, before that, Vince McMahon was firing people in wrestling, so you
But
know.
he didn't say like. Okay, anyways, whatever.
Except that's exactly how he said it. He would go, "You're
You know what would be
fired."
fun? Every single time. You know what would be cool?
He
If-
did every single time.
You know what would be cool if Donald Trump, you know, because The Apprentice was shown.
Trump. Donald Trump.
If Donald Trump had a voiceover artist, right, in German, which he for sure had because of The Apprentice, and then as soon as he became president, they also used him as a dubbing guy. You know what I mean? And then in TV interviews, which they show on TV, they always bring back that guy to do the voiceover artists, voiceover the dubbing. And it just wouldn't fit anymore because it's more of an entertainment voiceover guy. But now he's talking about the most serious stuff about war and stuff, and it just doesn't fit. Okay, your face tells me you're not on board with this idea, but
It sounds good, dude. It's a good
Okay.
joke.
is it? Because your face, like, was like was the most forced laugh.
Is it? Yeah. All right, dude. Let's wrap it
Alright,
up.
let's wrap it up. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Please, if like the amazing Nav, you have some questions
Yeah,
for
thanks,
us or
Nav.
some
Thanks,
yeah,
Nav, for
honestly,
listening.
like, he's freaking awesome. So if you guys also have any questions or statements, we should do this in the beginning because I wonder how many people actually listen to us till the very end, man.
I
don't know. Anyways, thank you so much if you've been listening so far. And send us any video or audio question if you have. And yes, follow Ali on Ali the Hasnain, me Pascal Hausberger, and that's where you can also DM us. And stay tuned. We release our podcast or vodcast every single Sunday.
Don't smuggle drugs over borders, kids.
For sure, guys. And honestly, don't. Even if someone begs you to look after their luggage in the airport,
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Just stand your ground. Like, just walk away. Just say no. I don't.
Unless
do
it's me, because I have to take a dump.
that.